Hello everyone and welcome to tutorial number 58 in a series of video tutorials for Java programming. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon as well to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload on my channel. So in the last tutorial I was discussing about the string methods. Okay, so in this tutorial also we will be discussing about the remaining string methods which are mentioned here. I will try to complete it in this tutorial, otherwise in the next tutorial we'll definitely complete it and we'll see another concept which is string builder and string buffer. Okay, so we'll be exploring the methods present in the particular class in the next tutorial. So right now in this tutorial, let us get started with this tutorial. So first method I'm going to talk about is going to be the concat method. Okay, so if you remember, I already talked about the concat method in 2 or 3 tutorials ago, I think. So concat method, it is used for joining two strings together. Okay, for example, let me write here string s equals to 1. Okay, string s2 is equals to 2. Okay, then what I'm doing here, system dot out dot println s1 dot concat. Okay, yes, it's not s1, it is s dot concat s2. Okay, so right now it is going to print 12. Okay, the reason I told you the other day itself. Okay, since both of these are strings, so they are going to get concatenated. Okay, the answer is not 3. Okay, even though it is logically you can write it like s plus s2. Instead of doing concat, you can write s plus s2 also. Okay, and here also it is going to print the same output. It is going to print 12. The reason why it is printing to a 12 or 12 is because this 1 it is a string and this 2 it is also a string. Okay, they are not numbers. If they are numbers, then obviously they are going to print output is going to be 3. But here it is enclosed in double quotes. That means this 1 becomes a string, and similarly here this 2 it is enclosed in double quotes. That means this also becomes a string, right? So because of this reason, what happens is when I write s plus s2, okay, it becomes 12, or I should say 1 2. Okay, and in similar manner, if I write if I change the content of s2 to 234, then the output is going to be 1 2 3 4 or something like that. Okay, so when the output is printed, it is showing 1 2 3 4. Okay, so concat is basically for concatenating two strings. Now instead of number, if I use hello world here, okay, then I already told you in the 2 or 3 tutorials ago, it is going to print hello world without any space in between hello and world. Okay, there is going to be no space in between that. If I want space, then I should give either a space here, or I should give a space before w. So right now if I press the run button here, it is going to give a space in between. Okay, or what I can do, I can remove the space here and I can give a space in front of w, and then the output is going to remain the same in either case. Alright, so now I have already discussed this concat method. Okay, concat method, it is basically for concatenating two strings. Concatenating two strings means to combine two strings together. Okay, like there is a hello and there is a world here. I want to combine these two strings together, then that is what this particular method is used for. Okay, so here if I hover over this, it is saying concatenation. Concatenation means combining two strings together. Okay, it is going to combine two strings into a single string. Okay, so this particular method, it is a a non-static method, so it is going to combine this s with s2. Okay, now if I one thing to keep in mind is that if I interchange s and s2, then what is going to be the output? What is going to be the output? It is going to be hello world, or it is going to be world hello? What is going to be the output? Yes, it is going to be world hello. Okay, so that means basically whatever is the content of this whatever is the content of the object, okay, through which this concatenation method is called, the particular like here the s2 we have world. Okay, and we are calling this concat method using s2 object. So this particular s2, this content of s2 is going to appear first, followed by the content of s. And here if I replace this s2 with s, and if I concat it with s2, it is going to print hello world, because the content of s is hello and it is going to concatenate it with s2. So order matters a lot here, please keep that in mind. Okay, so then after this, what do we have? After this we have the replace method. Okay, so this replace method actually, this replace method is for either for this can be used for replacing one character with another character. Okay, or this can be used for replacing one substring with another substring. I think I already talked about substrings in the previous tutorial. Okay, a string within another string, okay, that is a substring. Okay, for example, here if I change hello to, let us say, hello world, okay, then here hello becomes a substring, okay, and world becomes a substring in s. That is what is a substring. So now right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace this e with a, hello. Okay, so how to do that basically? So that is going to be done using the replace method. All right, s dot replace. Okay, here you can see that we have this char old char, new char. This is the method which we are going for. Okay, so I'm going to replace this e with a, and this particular method, it is also going to return a string only. Okay, so as soon as I press the run button, it is going to print HEALLO. All right, so let us see what the output is. Yes, that is exactly what the output is. Here if you see carefully, the e has been changed to a, so the e has been replaced with a. All right, so that is what this method is all about. Okay, obviously you can change h with anything if you want. Okay, so now let us do one experimentation here. Okay, let us talk about case sensitivity. Here we have e is small lowercase. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this as uppercase, and here I'm going to create change a also to uppercase. So let us see what exactly the output is going to be, whether it is going to work or whether it is going to throw an exception. No, it is not going to throw any exception. It is going to make absolutely no modifications here. Okay, so you need to remember that this method is case sensitive. All right, so here if you want to replace a lowercase e, okay, then you need to write a lowercase e here. Okay, so by doing these things you will learn more. Okay, that's why always, as I tell you in every tutorial, whenever you are doing a programming, you need to experiment a lot. Okay, so this kind of experimentation I am providing here itself in the tutorial itself, but obviously I cannot do each and every experimentation in the tutorial, otherwise I will run out of time. Okay, so let us do one more experimentation here. Instead of h, I want to replace it by, let us say, w or something. Okay, I'm going to replace h with the w. So right now if I press the run button, it is going to say WELLO. Okay, WELLO. Okay, so that is exactly what this method is for. And after this, there is another method, another overloaded version of this particular method. I want to replace this, let us say, this world with let us say I want to replace this with India. Okay, so I want to replace world with, let us say, India. And you need to keep in mind that the content of s is hello, content of s is not world. So I need to replace this, I need to change s to s2. Okay, now if I press the run button, what is going to be the output? The output is going to be India. Okay, so right now if I write system.out.println, what do you think the output is going to be? Do you think the output is going to be world, or do you think the output is going to be India? This is another thing which if you remember, I already discussed 2 or 3 tutorials ago, the concept of immutability. What do you think the output is going to be? Is it going to be world, or is it going to be India? So let us see what the output is. The output is world. Yes, the output is world. I already told you that strings, they are immutable in nature. Okay, the output of this particular thing is going to be India, but the output of s2 is not going to be India. You need to please keep that in mind. Okay, unless and until I write s2 equals India here, it is never going to print India here. Okay, because these strings, they are immutable in nature. Immutable means once I give them a value, they are not going to get changed unless explicitly give a value here. Okay, just by calling this particular method, okay, the value present in s2 is not going to get changed. Okay, so please keep that in mind. I already told you this particular thing. Okay, the strings, they are immutable in nature. All right, so then after this we have this trim method. Okay, so this replace method, it is going to replace a substring with another substring or a character with another character. Then this trim method, what this trim method is going to do is very simple. Okay, it is going to remove all white spaces or empty spaces from a particular string. Like for example, here I want to give as many spaces as here as I want. Okay, then after that, if I write system.out.println, okay, yes, okay, then please check what the output is. Okay, so the output is going to be hello with white spaces in front of it, and there is going to be white space after it as well, but it is not going to be visible because there is empty space. I'm going to write hello w here. Okay, then after this, if I press the run button, then you can see that there is a space in front of hello, and there is space after o, and there is a space in between o and w. Okay, so that is what this string is all about. Now if I use this trim method, what is going to happen? What exactly the output is going to be? Okay, so if I press the run button here, then you can see that it has removed the leading spaces. Okay, you can see that it has removed the leading and trailing spaces removed. Okay, but one thing you need to keep in mind, that there is a gap in between o and w, and that particular gap has not been removed. Okay, that particular gap has not been removed. Okay, so the leading space has been removed. Okay, the trailing space after w has also got removed, but the space in between o and w has not got removed. Okay, so that is the thing which you need to keep in mind. So that is what this trim method is going to do. And after this, we have the string dot value of method. Okay, now one thing to keep in mind, that this value of method, okay, this value of method, it is a static method. That means I can access it by using the class name string dot value of. Now here right away you can see that there are so many overridden forms of this particular method. Okay, we can have integer here, we can have character here, long, float, double, boolean, object. Okay, so what exactly this method is going to do? All this particular method is going to do is it is going to simply convert, like for example, if I write 3 here, okay, it is going to convert 3 to a string. Okay, it is going to convert 3 to a string. That is what this particular method is going to do. Alright, so similarly here, instead of 3 I'm writing let us say, now here instead of defining it in this manner, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write string s equals to string dot value of, let us say, 3. Okay, then after this I'm printing s here. So if I press the run button here, it is going to print 3. Okay, and this 3, it is a string, please keep in mind. S is an object of string, right? So this yes, it is a string. So this 3, it has been converted to a string now. Okay, in much the same manner, instead of a string, let us say I'm going to use a double. Okay, or let us say I'm using a float value here. Okay, then it is going to print a float value here. Okay, then similarly here, if I use a double value, it is going to print a double value. Alright, so this particular method string dot value of, it is basically used for primitive conversions to string. Okay, conversion of a primitive type into a string type. Like earlier I showed you int. Okay, so obviously you can use long also here, I think. Okay, can you use long? No, you cannot use long here, I think. So wait a minute, it is not long, it is 20L is long. Okay, so if I press the run button here, then it is this 20L, it is going to be long, and it is going to get converted to string. Okay, long, integer, double, float. Now let me see whether you can convert a boolean to a string. Okay, obviously you can convert a boolean to a string, obviously. So here you can write true, here you can write false also. Okay, so everything is going to work, and after that only thing remaining is a character, I think. So you can convert even a character to a string. So basically this particular method, okay, value of, it is used to convert a primitive type, okay, primitive type into a object of type string. All right, and after this we have toLowerCase, toUpperCase. Now I think those who are familiar with C or C++ are, they would already know what this particular methods are all about. Like for example, here I'm writing string s equals to hello. Here HELLO, all 5 characters are in uppercase. Okay, but I want to convert this HELLO to lowercase. Then what am I going to do? System.out.println s.toLowerCase. Okay, so after this, if I press the run button, it is going to convert each and every character to lowercase. Okay, and another thing which you need to keep in mind is, as I told you just a few minutes ago, if I print yes once again, what do you think the output is going to be? Output is going to be this capital HELLO or this small HELLO. Okay, what do you think the output is going to be? There is a reason why I'm repeating this again and again. Certain times what happens is that these questions, they are asked in MCQs, and most of you what you will do is you will think that okay, it has been converted to lowercase. Okay, so you will think that this yes, it has also become a lowercase. Okay, but that is not the case. I am telling you again and again, please keep this in mind. Okay, the strings, they are immutable in nature. You cannot change the value of a string unless you explicitly write s equals to HELLO. Okay, if you don't write this, then the output is going to remain the same. It is going to remain like this only. Okay, it is the first output is going to be of lowercase, the second output is going to be of uppercase. But as soon as I change this to uppercase, as soon as I uncomment that, both the output is going to be lowercase. So what does this mean? Strings are immutable in nature, so please keep that in mind. I cannot stress that enough. All right, then after that, if you want to convert this to uppercase, okay, like for example, here I'm writing HELLO. Okay, and I'm writing to uppercase. Then if I press the run button, then all the characters, they will become uppercase. Okay, so obviously this particular thing, it does not apply for this string alone. This applies for all strings. Obviously I can write world here, and you can even have some for some strange reason you can even write some like for example, one capital is like for example, W is uppercase, O is lowercase, R is uppercase, okay, L is lowercase, D is uppercase, like that. And if I press the run button, what is going to happen? W, O, R, L, D, all of them are going to be in uppercase. Okay, so that also one experimentation you can do. Okay, this applies for our lowercase as well. Okay, if I change this to lowercase, what is going to happen? W will also become lowercase, R will also become lowercase, D will also become lowercase. Okay, so if I press the run button here, yeah, it is going to become a lowercase. Okay, so you can give even mixed output also. Okay, so then after this, this contains method, it is going to check whether a particular substring is present within a particular string or not. Okay, for example, I'm writing here string s equals to, it is raining outside. Okay, then after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether I'm going to implement this particular method contains here. Okay, so I'm using system.out.println yes, okay, yes dot contains, okay, yes dot contains raining. So I am checking whether yes is containing raining or not. Okay, for example, if I press the run button, then it is going to print true. because there is a raining over here. Okay, yes is containing this particular substring raining. Okay, but instead of outside, let us say I'm writing inside. Okay, now this particular string inside is it's not contained in this string. Okay, this particular string, it does not have any word named inside or something like that, so it is going to return false. Okay, so I think I hope I'm clear enough. It is going to simply check whether this particular substring, it is whether this particular string means I'm talking about s. Okay, it contains the specified sequence of characters. Okay, so you need to keep in mind that this string class, it is going to extend from character sequence. Like for example, here if I check if hover over contains, then it is accepting a cat sequence. Okay, cat sequence actually it is an interface in Java. Okay, and this string class, it is implementing that, and that is the reason why you are able to provide a string as argument here. Otherwise it will give an error, right? So then after that we have this content_equals method. Okay, so let me s dot content equals. Okay, wait a minute, system dot out dot println s dot content equals, it is going to return a boolean value. Okay, so I am writing raining here, let us say. So what do you think the output is going to be? The output is going to be false, I think. Okay, the output is going to be false, because the content equals method, it is going to check, okay, whether the string, it is representing the same sequence of character values. Here instead of raining, if I write it is raining outside, then it is going to return true. Okay, it is checking whether this particular string yes, and this particular string which is mentioned here, they have the same value or not. Okay, so then after that we have the replace first. Okay, replace first, what it is going to do, it is going to replace either the first occurrence of a particular character, or it is going to replace a string with another first occurrence of a string with another substring. Okay, like for example, here we have it is raining outside. Okay, so let us say I want to change O to I, and I want to change U to I. Okay, so what I'm going to do, system dot out dot println, okay, yes dot replace, okay, first. Okay, I think this particular method, it is going to be used only for not for replacing a character, but for replacing a string only. Okay, for example, here I want to change outside with inside, let us say. Okay, then here if I press the run button, it is going to print it is raining inside. Okay, because that is exactly what this method is going to do. It is going to replace outside with inside. Okay, so similarly here if I want to change this present tense to past tense, then I can do that by using this replace method. Okay, so instead of it is raining outside, it is going to print it was raining outside. Okay, so similarly you can replace these other words as well. If you want, you can do the experimentation at your end as well. Okay, so now one thing you need to keep in mind is that this was a single sentence. So okay, so you will wonder what exactly this method was for, replace first. Okay, why this method is known as replace first. Okay, it is raining outside. Okay, so let us say what statement should I write? Okay, it was raining so hard that I had to take an umbrella with me. Okay, now here I want to replace this it. Okay, for some strange reason I want to replace this it with let us say weather. So then after this, if I press the run button, what is going to be the output? what is going to be the output? You can see here that it is coming here also, it is coming here also, but here since I am replacing first only, okay, only the first occurrence of it has been replaced with whether. The second occurrence of it is the same. That is why this particular method, it is known as replaceFirst. Okay, if you want to replace all occurrences of it, you should use replaceAll. Okay, you should not use replace it, you should use replaceAll. Then after this, if you press the run button, then you can the output is going to be the weather is raining outside. Okay, so it has been replaced with weather, and here also it has been replaced with weather. Okay, because we are talking about replaceAll. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to talk about this subsequence method. Okay, I'm going to talk about the split method later on. I think this method will take some time, I think. So I'm going to just talk about the subsequence method. Okay, so let me write a statement here. So I am writing a Java program. Okay, I made a spelling mistake. I am writing a Java program. Okay, then after that I want to get a subsequence out of it. System.out.println. Okay, yes, dot subsequence. Okay, subsequence. So it takes two parameters, int begin index, int end index. Okay, so obviously the index is going to start from 0. So I want am, let us say 2 to 4, I think 2 to 4 or 2 to 5. I is going to be 0. Okay, this is going to be 1. Space is going to be 1. This is going to be 2. This is going to be 3. So let me press the run button. Okay, so it is printing am. Okay, so subsequence is it is going to return a character sequence. Character sequence means it is a string only. Okay, and from a particular start index to a ending index. Okay, it is just like a substring only, but it is a character sequence. Okay, and as I told you earlier, this character sequence is a string only. Okay, character sequence is char sequence. It is a it is an interface. This particular thing, char sequence, it is an interface which is implemented by this string class. Okay, so this subsequence, it is for extracting a char sequence or a string only, basically. Okay, extracting a string which is starting from a starting index mentioned here and the ending index mentioned here. And here instead of 4, let me write 100, I think. Then I think this is going to print a exception, I think. Okay, so in this way you need to do this kind of experimentations also from your end. Okay, the length of this particular string is 27 and I am trying to extract the 100th index. Okay, so that's why it is giving an exception. So I think will be only one method is left, only the split method is left. So what I'm going to do in the next tutorial, I am going to be talking about the split method, and after we are talking about the split method, I will be talking about the string buffer, string builder, etc. Okay, so we'll be talking about that remaining concept which is present in this string chapter. Okay, so that's all I'm going to talk about in this particular tutorial. So if you have any kind of doubts, any kind of questions, then don't forget to post in the comment section below, and I will get back to you when I can. And if you liked this particular tutorial, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. So till then, bye.